Greetings, YouTube. Danny Staten here, better known as the Fat Comic Book Guy. That's right, it's the Fat Comic Book Guy. Today I'm taking a look at the Jetsons. It's the number 24 from 1967. Does anybody remember the Jetsons? It was a classic cartoon. A cartoon of the modern age had George Jetson and his family living in the future. While I'm not the biggest fan of the Jetsons comic books, I have to give credit where credit's due. They did an excellent job animating this comic book. It looks a lot like the actual cartoon series. And George Jetson's daughter is hotter than ever. But if you want to see all the comic book panels explained and what George Jetson is doing here, you'll have to check out the full review over on the Daily Dan blog. Because I'm going to check out everything else but the comic book story of Monster in the House. Scary Jetson's Tale. That's really scary, right? Now, you can get ahead the history of a flight. That's right, from the very beginnings of flight at Kitty Hawk to our modern conveyances. This comic book covers the history of a flight. Wow, that's something you don't see in a comic book very often. The history of flight. If you want to hear the story of a Martian escape and George Jetson's infinite battle with the alien, you'll have to check out my review of this comic book on the Daddy Dan blog. Yeah, we found the Monster Museum. I tried to do something that didn't involve monsters. I tried to do something holiday safe. And no matter what comic book I pick up, I get bit. Yeah, that's right, I get bit by the shoe critter because that sucker eats my socks all the time. Here's some of the really cool Monster Museum monsters for this episode of the Jetsons, which reminds me so much. Hey, she looks familiar, boy. Who does she look like to you? Let me know in the comments below. And of course, this comic book's packed full of just for fun, boy. Oh, Jesus. You get a lot of really, really bad jokes. It reminds me of some sucky comedy channels on YouTube I used to watch, where the jokes were horrible. The presentation was horrible. And the guy hosting it was horrible. But I'm not going to say no names because that would just be wrong. I think I probably did in the other video, though, because, that's what I do. And then you got mini comics featuring the blind eagle. You ever hear that eyes like an eagle? Well, this eagle needs glasses, boy. And this is the cool stuff that's killing pages in the comic book. Really, it's like nobody would sponsor this comic book. They could not get nobody to pay for one good commercial. So they filled it full of pathetic, horrible humor. They called it Chuckle Time. But I just don't think it was that funny. Do you think it was that funny? Let me know in the comments below. And then you got Goonda's cookbook. That's right. This is probably the only good part of the book. I know my girl BBB, she does a cooking channel too. So she would love some of these really cool midnight stew recipes if you can actually find the unicorn to cook. And of course the swamp water is a real important ingredient. If you want to pause it and take time to read some of these really funny anecdotes, I want you to feel free. Ironically, it's a Jetsons comic book, but Lippy Line and Handy Haw Haw's little adventure here inside this comic book might have been better than anything the Jetsons done. Just saying. And I had such trouble pronouncing that word. Plutosium. Let me know what you think that word is in the comments below. Oh, God. Another story you'll have to see me review on the Daily Dan blog because you won't see it here. You know, you can tell it's Planet X, boy. when it's got an X on it. And with the end of them wacky Jetsons adventures comes some quick takes. More attempts at humor by stupid little fake mustache-wearing goose. Uh, uh, uh. And what in the blue hell? Picture a dictionary of the guar. The guar. It's an Indian's largest bison. Yeah, it can fight off the attacks of our largest tigers. It can run Indians up trees. You can shoot it in the head and make whoppers. What? And then you get the history of flight again. You get to find out about them wonderful airplanes we made that could circumnavigate the world. And you get to learn about Snoopy and the Red Baron, boy. There you go. Ha 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 ha. Wonka wonka. And if you want to see a lot more cool adventures of the Jetsons, be sure to check it out on the Dave Dan blog. It's not what I call the good stuff, but Dave might, you know. And they finished off the back cover with a really cool Jetsons pinup. It's the same crap that's on the cover, though. And that's a quick look at the Jetsons commercials, which they were none of. Just the comedy outtakes of the Jetsons. If you want to see the full comic book review, go over to the Daddy Dan blog. You probably won't enjoy that at all. Till next time, Fat Comic Book, go out!